When was the first time?
When was the first time you met Zaidi?
Yeah, good question.
Did I see him?
When was the first time you ever met him? פעם ראשון שראית אותו בחיים.
בחיים. אני זוכרת שהיינו, זה קוזנס.
אני יודע, אבל פעם...
אז ראיתי אותו.
איפה?
לא, הוא היה...
ברומניה ראית אותו?
בבית שלו. היינו לפעמים, אנחנו נסענו בקיץ. בקיץ נסענו לשם. אבל הוא לא היה שם, הוא היה מסכן. נתנו לו להורים של אבא שלו, הוא לא אהב את זה, הוא היה, אני לא יודעת, הגנץ...
הוא אהב את בבי מחלי, הוא אהב. את זוכרת בבי מחלי?
שוב.
לפני המלחמה, לפני שהיא בארץ?
הייתי שם, היינו בקיץ, היינו הולכים, זה כבר. היה כבר.
Babby Machli was Zaidi David's mother, right? No. Babby Machli was Zaidi's mother's mother?
Yeah.
Mother's mother.
Right.
What was her last name?
For who?
Machli. What was her last name? Babby Machli.
פרידמן.
למה?
שזה היה הבעל שלה.
Oh, it's Friedman?
פרידמן. זה היה אח של אבא שלי.
That's how they're related. There we go.
That's how they're related. Right.
Babby Machli's husband and your father were brothers. Right.
He was the oldest and my father was the youngest.
Oh, exactly. Which made Zaidi's father and your father first cousins. Yes.
What? My father?
Yeah. Zaid.
Your father?
Was your father's brother. Right. Babby Machli's husband and your father were brothers?
My father.
And Babby were brothers.
My father and Babby's husband was
brother. Which means you and Zaidi David were first cousins.
Yeah.
Right.
But not he, she. She was the daughter for... Right.
Through Zaidi's mother. Right. Zaidi's mother, very good. And your father were first cousins.
Right.
And you were first cousins. I'm sorry. Zaidi's mother and you were first cousins. Right? Yeah. Which makes Zaidi and you first cousin once removed. Okay. I knew that. This is how the story is. Wow. Okay. That's cool. Hold on. So tell us about Babby Machli before the war. They stayed.
Babby Machli came to Israel?
Yeah.
That's right? She was in Eretz Yisrael also?
Yeah.
There's heebie-jeebie stories.
She made the shidduch.
No, but because I'm saying Abba talks about
he used to go.
Abba talks about her like
legendary. She was.
Abba loved her.
She saw things. She was like she knew things, right?
He was something special.
Yeah.
This is
what the story is that when I'm
saying I didn't know who when he talks about
who she was,
who it was. Now I understand.
I have a book also for Rosenberg.
Yeah, right.
He wrote from
the story was Babby. You once gave birth to a girl that died, right? And she came that morning and she saw it in a dream. משהו כזה, נכון?
אני לא מבינה.
Babby Machli, כפי שאני זוכר הסיפור.
בבי מחלי גרה בחיפה.
נכון.
אני גרתי בחיפה. אני עבדתי שם. אני הייתי תופרת. היה לנו...
We're gonna get, you see, the story comes all over, you have to someone put together.
היה לי חדר, עוד מישהו, ובשבת היינו הולכים לבבי, לפני שאני הכרתי את חדה, אחר כך הוא...
היא הייתה דודה שלך.
לא, הייתה דודה שלך.
דודה. לא דודה, כדודה, נכון. She was your aunt, right, okay, that's interesting.
Here I talk it out.
Babby Machli was your aunt. That's so interesting. The Zaidi was a Babby, was your aunt, okay.
וזיידי היה agriculture school.
What?
Zaidi.
Was where?
In agriculture school.
Agricultural.
And he was Shabbatot, לפעמים. לשבס. אז הוא בא לבבי מחלי. ואני גם כן הייתי שם.
This is how the romance started.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. But Babby, there's a story that I once heard that you, right, you had a few miscarriages, Babby, right?
מה?
You. שאת נולד בנות שמתו, נכון? You gave birth to girls that were already passed away, right?
Yeah.
And I heard a story that...
Oh, yeah.
What's this? Tell me the story with Babby Machli. It's like a freaky story.
She didn't know, but she was
She had a dream.
Yeah, that something is wrong with me. And all of a sudden he came. After I think she didn't know nothing.
She knew you were pregnant?
I don't know if he don't know.
The story said Babby gave birth to a stillborn girl.
Yeah.
And Babby Machli was there that morning, the next morning. And how long did it take to travel?
Oh, it was a long that time was very...
A few days.
Not a few days. But,
A day.
It was a little bit...
Far.
You know.
So Babby Machli, in advance, before Babby gave birth to the child, showed up and said, I dropped something happened. I'm here like to comfort you.
Yeah, he came.
Isn't that crazy? It's a crazy story.
Yeah.
Zaidi tells a story. It's too late to ask him now, but maybe you remember.
All of a sudden he came.
He came. Who was Babby Machli's husband, Stam? Babby Machli, by the way, is our great-great-grandmother, in essence.
Yeah.
If not for the name Machli, I would name my daughter in a second. I just cannot name my daughter Machli. Because it sounds like Machla, which is really the name. The name is Machla. In theory, you know what I'm saying?
But for Zaidi, he was...
He loved her. He loved Babby Machli.
No, he was like a special person.
Who was her husband?
Her husband? So Zaidi.
Was Zaidi, but who was he? I mean, I never heard of him. What was his name?
I don't know. I don't know him. He passed away, you know. I didn't know.
What was his name?
The name was... Yosef Duvet.
Yosef Duvet?
Yeah.
I never heard anything about him. Interesting.
Yosef Duvet, Bond has a Yosef Duvet.
Zaidi, you remember the story Zaidi used to say? Zaidi said a story about a wheel. You ever remember this story?
Who?
I have to ask your father for sure knows. Zaidi once said a story about a wheel. A wheel from a that it reeled itself down. You know the story?
What's the story?
Zaidi said a story that the cows in his town that they didn't have milk. I have to find your father for sure knows, or my father. And it was a whole with like a shade like type of story. And had a wheel and they stuck a thing through and they hung the wheel up on the tree. Oh my son, you never heard the story?
No.
I don't know this.
I want to ask my father. Okay.
אני לא מבינה.
שמעתי פעם סיפור, סתם בקיצור,
לא,
אני אעזור לזה.
איך זה?
שאיפה שזיידי גרה, ברומניה או משהו, בארץ, לא יודע איפה, היו I said the cows. The cows didn't give milk. The cows didn't give milk.
לא נתנו חלב.
לא נתנה חלב?
כן, זה הסיפור. A whole story that it was a wheel. תעזוב, הלאה. Anyway, so you had the romance in Israel. When do you have to go? Half an hour ago.
Exactly.
It's okay, another few minutes. So when you got to Israel, let's talk about when you got to Israel. Yeah, so you went. They told you from Cyprus you took a boat to Israel. שאמרו לך שאפשר להיכנס לארץ. למה היה מותר עכשיו להיכנס לארץ?
לכל אחד יש כמה זמן. זה היה לפני הקמת המדינה.
נכון.
ב-48, בדיוק חודש לפני זה הגענו.
כן? כאילו למה, אז נתנו לכולם מסייפוס להיכנס?
לא כולם, לא, זה היה...
טוב.
אז כבר היה לי מותר להיכנס. זה היה נוער. הסקול וכל הנוער, ונתנו לנו, או גם כן קיבלתי אז דירה ואוכל וכמה זמן, עד שאני הולכת לעבוד. אחר כך הזכרנו דירה ועוד בת, והלכתי, אני עשיתי תפירה.
כן, כך התפנסת?
התפנסתי, טוב מאוד.
And then Machli recommended the shidduch?
And then מרדכי גם כן כבר גמר את הבית ספר, אז הוא גם כן עבר.
זיידי גר בחיפה גם כן?
גם כן, אצל ההורים,
ומה הוא עשה שמה? הוא היה
הוא עבד.
במה?
גם כן היה...
מה הוא עבד?
מה הוא עבד? גם כן באקריקטורה. הוא רצה גם כן לבוא במושב.
אני want to live במושב.
אז ככה זה נולד המושב. המושב. אז איפה לגור,
I think about when we're sitting here talking, you know what I think about? Whenever we would come for Shabbos, you'd sit, have a challenge with Zaidi. Bobby would go upstairs to sleep, right? And you'd sit and have challenge with Zaidi and schmooze. You know what I'm saying?
The Gantzes have a machla that what? We can say the same story 100 times, like you never heard it before. Zaidi said the same story 30, 40 times. Like, and for fresh, I want to tell you a story, you know, but I'm just thinking now, if we didn't say it, we don't never check.
So it was two things. Either you were sitting here eating chalent with Zaidi, or you were sitting on the front steps eating Gary Neem with...
Zaidi was very proud.
Or you had a third spot on the porch over here.
You know, Zaidi was very proud of you that you learned how to make the mushroom with chicken dish.
You understand something. Before I went to Eretz Yisrael for the year, okay, I brought, if you remember, I brought literally, I'm not joking when I tell you I brought 50 or 100 pounds of chicken here, okay? Because you couldn't buy boneless dark meat then.
Right.
You couldn't buy them. Now you go to the supermarket, they have it. Didn't exist. So I brought literally 100 pounds of chicken, and I sat here with Zaidi, and we deboned everything, and made pekelach. I took it with me to Eretz Yisrael. 100%. Yeah. I sat with Zaidi, we deboned all the chicken. Babby made gribben. She had enough skin for whatever, and I made pekelach of dark meat chicken. I should have to make food in Eretz Yisrael.
Zaidi was very proud that Ariel knew how to make with the small mushrooms and the chicken. Every time we would eat it, he would say, Ariel
that's what I
knows
told
how to make.
Ariel, I don't know. He used to make it.
I still remember. They don't sell it anymore. It was broken straw mushrooms. If I would find it in the stores, Zaidi would tell me, buy 30 cans.
Shoshana, he's a heret. And you know that who says?
He made it all the time. It was the favorite dish.
All the time.
A little kumini, a little
soy sauce. No, I still remember.
You know how to do it?
Of course. The mushrooms that we used to use, you can't find
tiny
anymore.
Mushrooms, you can't find.
Bro, it was. I remember it was seasons, the black and yellow, broken straw mushrooms or whole straw mushrooms.
So what was the spices he used?
You should know. Still today, one spice I learned from him, and it's my secret weapon in cooking. What is it? Zaidi used to take the red pepper from the pizza store. He would grind it down like regular pepper. He would put it in the blender.
Yeah.
He would put the blender like on a 45-degree angle, and from it being on an angle, it like throws it up and it makes it into a spice, and then it's not big flakes. So then it gives it like a nice sweet heat, And he had a whole darn. He liked cumin and all the other spice, but that was his gave it a little bit of. Till today, I
grind it
100%. When I make wings, everyone's like, "Well, it's like a nice heat,
kick to it.
A nice kick, but it's not too
not like Tabasco sauce."
Exactly.
I don't know how very cook.
But you had to do it in a wok. He liked the wok.
Yeah,
I have a wok because
Babby Gantz used to cook, for nothing something.
She was a good cook.
She was cooking.
Babby Machli really raised Zaidi, right? End of the day, Zaidi grew up by her.
Right.
Why?
Because the mother passed away when he was 4 years old,
right?
And Jacob was born 4 years,
Right.
So they couldn't. Zaidi do it. He has to the baby.
When he remarried,
so he took the sister from the mother.
Okay,
right, we know that.
Right.
She was very nice.
I know. Zaidi liked her.
Zaidi liked her, but she's not the mother.
That's right. No matter what he always said.
He says she was very good, but they couldn't.
Zaidi could never get over the fact.
So Zaidi has to go all over. He didn't like it. He wanted to bring home.
Yeah, right.
Why? Because there was just too many.
I think also and people do this today also. We'll end here. Is that people, when they get married to new wives, sometimes send the old kids away.
But she was 70 years old.
But what happened? I understand. Why did he get...
Oh, you try to find something?
Why did he get sent out? I don't understand.
I believe, Babby, tell me if I'm right. People do this today also.
What?
When somebody marries a new wife, the old kids sometimes get sent away. Is that the reason? That's the reason. Yeah.
No, they have to send them away. למה? לא יודעת. זה יעקב.
אני אגיד לך, בבי, גם
But
בגלל...
how many years later did he get remarried? Not right away?
Right away. He was one. No, he was older.
How old was Zaidi?
Zaidi
was
4 years old.
4 years old when his mother died.
So, and then he got remarried right away.
Like a year. Wait. Zaidi's mother.
1 second.
Zaidi's mother died in Romania.
Yeah.
Okay. And when Zaidi David remarried Babby, what was her name? What was her name? His second wife.
Second, also Romanian.
What was her name? Esti. When did he marry Esti? Also in Romania? הוא התחתן באסתי ברומניה גם כן?
בטח.
אוקיי, very good. That's a shot.
וכמה זמן בין...
זה יעקב היה כמה חודשים, אבל זה היה אצל בבי מחלי.
וכמה זמן אחרי
והם התחתנו והם הלכו למקום אחר. ויוסי was born 1 year.
Right,
so Yossi is older 5 years, 1
year than Yaakov. How much older is Yaakov than Yossi?
Yossi is probably a year and a half, probably.
כמה שנים יעקב...
שנה וחצי.
כמה שנים יעקב מבוגר על יוסי?
שנה וחצי או משהו.
שנה, אולי שנה.
שנה וחצי.
שנה, שיוסי יותר מבוגר עם 5 שנים. 4 שנים.
We don't count half years. It's probably about a year and a half.
So the answer is they sent him away because they wanted the new couple to be alone. That's the pshat. Yeah.
הוא לא היה יכול להיות אצל בבי גם כן.
אצל בבי מחלי?
שהיה לה, לפרנס, היה לה חנות.
בבי מחלי?
כן.
אז איפה זיידי היה?
אז לאן הוא הלך?
זיידי שלחו אותו ל-other בבי.
Which other Babby?
הוא לא אהב.
Which other Babby?
David's parents.
David's parents. Who were David's parents?
In Maramars.
You're talking about in Maramars. One thing we forgot, we want to get Zaidi's story also somehow. Yeah.
He lo have.
Right.
Who have is Zaidi. Wow, Zaidi.
Who's Zaidi?
David's
father?
Yeah.
Who was David's father?
I don't know.
What was his name?
The name...
אז זיידי אהב את הסבא שלו. אבל לא את הסבתא.
אני לא יודעת מה היה.
See, not everybody's so lucky.
No, I feel like it's just so important. It's like...
Yeah. ואיך קראו לו?
Mamish believe I tell this to my wife.
חיים מאיר.
חיים מאיר?
Yeah.
There we go,
חיים
okay.
מאיר. הם היו ביזנסר, או אהבת ביזנסר.
I'll tell you a story. We're going to finish this with my grandfather Weinberger. This is really a strong story. Okay. My grandfather Weinberger passed away like a year ago, okay?
Yeah.
And this grandfather Weinberger, he taught me how to learn.
Your mother's father.
Right.
Yeah.
He might have taught me how to learn. He was a special person. He came every night to learn with me, like in Toches. And a kid, I'm like, no, I'm not in the mood, Zaidi. Let's not talk about it.
He was...
I regretted it very much. Okay, she passed away and I was really ice mensch. And at the Shiva, they're saying, you know, that there's a grandfather of this one movie that's buried in Staten Island. That's what they said at the Shiva, somebody said. So my wife's from Staten Island. So the Shiva ended on Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, got the Shiva, I told my wife, listen, you go to your parents, give me an hour, I want to try to find this Zaidi's caver. This is really why Shabbos after that I came here. After this story, listen. So I'm calling my uncle Shalom, trying to find the caver. And finally, it's